This video today will demonstrate the basic wiring for the new SWS Warning Systems Intelligent Beacon. We'll go over the basic wires, the wire colors, and then we'll demonstrate what most of the wires will do. We'll not be able to demonstrate the networking feature as we only have one light. The networking feature will be demonstrated on another video. First of all, we have the red wire. This wire should be connected to the positive supply on the battery. It supplies power to the light. The next is the black wire. The black wire is the ground. This should be connected to the ground on the battery or a good solid chassis ground. Next is the violet wire. The violet wire is used to dim the light. If this wire is touched to the ground, it will dim the light to 1/3 of its power. If connected to the positive supply, it will activate the auto dim feature that is inside this light. The next is the green wire. The green wire is used to select between the different patterns that are in the beacon. The beacon comes factory set on a specific flash pattern, but to alternate between the other 10 or the other 9 flash patterns, for a total of 10 patterns, you simply touch this wire momentarily to ground. Next is the white wire. The white wire is the communication wire for the iNetwork system inside the beacon. This beacon can communicate with up to 15 other beacons to synchronize or alternate its flashing patterns. Next and finally is the blue wire. The blue wire is the master-slave select wire. By connecting this wire to positive or negative, the wire allows the beacon to synchronize or alternate its flash pattern. If you need to select a master beacon, you simply cut this wire and terminate it. So now we'll just demonstrate the basics of the wiring. By connecting the red wire to the power supply and the black wire to the ground of the power supply and turning it on, the beacon will activate on a factory set flash pattern. To switch between the patterns, you may simply touch the green wire to the ground. Let's demonstrate that now. You can see that the beacon has changed its pattern. You don't want to permanently connect this wire, as it won't change. You won't be able to change between your flash patterns. But by simply going through and touching it simply just momentarily to ground, the beacon will change its flash pattern. This wire can easily be set to a momentary switch to be able to select between the flash patterns as a quick, easy way of hooking it to a vehicle system. Next, we'll demonstrate the dimming feature. By taking the violet wire and touching it to the ground, the light will dim to 1/3 its power output. I'll just remove the wire and it will go back to being full power. One more time. There we go. This should be set to a simple activation or on-off switch. If this is permanently tied to ground, it will always be dim. This is not desirable during the day. You want to have a very, very bright light source. Next is demonstrate the auto dim feature. By connecting the positive supply permanently to the purple or dim wire, the beacon's auto dim feature is activated. A sensor inside this beacon will detect ambient light and automatically adjust the beacon's light output based on the darkness level. At night, you don't need such an intense light, so we do not need full brightness. I can simply demonstrate darkness by applying my hand to the top of the beacon over the sensor. So I'll just place my hand over the beacon and turn on my spotlight. As you can see, the beacon is still full power. It takes a moment to activate the auto dim system. This ensures if you are passing under a bridge or into a tunnel that it will not activate right away. There we go. So the beacon is at 1/3 of its power. When I remove my hand, it will also take a moment to come back. This compensates for passing under a street light as your vehicle is traveling down the road. I'll simply remove my hand and the beacon will go back to full power. This concludes the basic wiring demonstration of the SWS Warning Systems Intelligent Beacon.